Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy, How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is the MBTI personality type assessment of Jordan Peterson. He is a rather controversial person and I have obviously some notes again so that I don't miss anything. And well, again, the first thing that we need to understand when it comes to MBTI is that there are 16 personality types. They can be grouped into four main ones. The first one is sensor judgers, second, sensor perceivers, third, intuitive thinkers, and the last one, intuitive feelers. Based on my observations, I think that Jordan Peterson is a sensor judger, and I will explain why. And again, I've put some notes here so I don't miss anything. Now, the main personality types have a theme for their lives. And when it comes to sensor judgers, it is about duty and tradition. And I think that fits well with Jordan Peterson's more conservative views. So Jordan Peterson is a Canadian professor of psychology at the University of Toronto and a clinical psychologist and also a YouTube personality. He has his own YouTube channel. And Jordan Peterson is 58 years old and he's married to Tammy Roberts. They've been married for 32 years and they have two full-grown children and now they are grandparents. In 2016, he criticized the act to amend the Canadian Human Rights Act and the Criminal Code, Bill C-16, passed by the Parliament of Canada to introduce gender identity and expression as a prohibited grounds of discrimination. And essentially, he was saying that he objects to being forced to use certain pronouns, and that goes against our freedom of speech. And recently, there was another controversy when it comes to Peterson. It had to do with his addiction to benzodiazepine because of anxiety, because his wife was diagnosed with cancer, and that was really difficult for him. So that was around 2019 that this occurred. Now, when it comes to Jordan Peterson, the first thing that is quite obvious is that he's very articulate, very well read, very intelligent man, and he tends to be the type of person who really thinks before he talks. So he doesn't jump to conclusions. Whenever you ask him a question, he's going to pause and really think things through. And seems to be someone who's very hardworking, consistent, and also his message is not that life's going to be easy. Like he basically says, like, life is going to be hard, but you have to push through it. And I see that this message of hard work, consistency, being reliable, reachable, and so forth is very much in line with sensor judgers. Again, the theme of their lives is duty and tradition. So if you listen to Jordan Peterson's videos, he is very much about finding someone who's compatible at an early age, have a family, and he's the type of person who wants strong family bonds and feel the sense of safety, security through relationships. And as based on that, I would say that also the fact that his choice of career is a clinical psychologist. He's someone who is rather in touch with his emotions and feelings. So I would type him as a feminine energy when it comes to being a sensor judgers. And when you are a sensor judger and you're feminine, it is an extroverted feeling. So this is someone who is empathetic. I know some people who criticize don't believe that, but an extroverted feeler is about harmony during the group. And I remember actually watching a video recently that was saying that he doesn't enjoy arguing and having conflict, but if you don't face the issue head on, then that's when it would fester. So based on that, he's probably a sensor judger who's a feeler. But the other aspect that's very self-evident with Jordan Peterson is that he is quite logical. So you can tell that whenever he is thinking about an idea, he looks at the overall picture. So his thinking function is rather higher up in his function stack. So I would say that his thinking function is at least in the third place. It's not lower than that, because if it's lower than that, usually the person is not good in debates and being logical. So the other point I see with Jordan Peterson is that he tends to be quite reflective. So you can tell there's someone who doesn't mind spending a lot of time alone, even like at study or because obviously he has to prepare his lectures. And so to me, Jordan Peterson, based on this information, seems to be an ISFJ. Now, the other aspect why I don't think that he is an intuitive is because I remember watching a video of his when someone asked about meditation, and he could not really answer. So if a person is an intuitive and an introvert intuitive, they could easily answer the question of meditation because their brains are wired for that, literally. So the fact also, he recently said that he is struggling with having good sleep. He has to use a CPAP machine because he suffers from CPAP. Now, you would not see that in someone who's an introvert intuitive. Let's take like an INFJ. And people really confuse INFJ with ISFJ, but they're literally at the opposite ends. So the likelihood for an INFJ to end up with sleep apnea is pretty much nil, or even having any type of mental health issue like anxiety that Jordan Peterson is facing right now. And also, intuitives are not traditional. So actually, an INFJ would be the opposite practically of an ISFJ in terms of being progressive. So Jordan Peterson seems to be someone who very much values family and stability. I mean, he's been married to his wife for like 32 years, but even the way he talks about his children, his grandchildren, for him, this continuity in terms of family history is very much important. So he doesn't paint the idea of a relationship as being easy and fun. Like they say, if you listen to a Sensor Perceiver, which their theme of their lives is about freedom and movement, he doesn't at all adhere to this type of philosophy. So in other words, Jordan Peterson seems to really fit when you think about a sensor judger who is very much in touch with him. Because if you're a clinical psychologist and if you want to have any type of success, you need to be able to have empathy and connect with your patients, which he seems to be able to do, but at the same time has a well-developed thinking function. So in other words, he's very much about the internal logic of whatever he's saying. So based on these factors, I would say that Jordan Peterson really fits well the personality type of ISFJ, and he seems also to be someone who's very reliable, reachable, and someone who is very consistent when you look at like how his career has progressed. But as he was doing well in his career, he did not let his family fall on the wayside. So he seems to be able to juggle both, and you see that a lot with people who have extroverted feeling. So the fact that they succeed in their professional life doesn't mean they sacrifice their family or their, in terms of relationship with other people, like their close friends. So it's something very important to them as well. Let me know if you agree with this analysis. You can put your comments below. If you've learned anything, you found this video interesting, please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel, and we will talk soon.